Howdy, folks. All right, we'll try here, see if that does any better. Daryl, what's going on? Now you want to come up or no? I'll send you the link.
afternoon, dear.
Hey, baby.
Okay, myself situated here. When I move my computer over to beat, I have to lean over to do everything. Okay, thread.
Man, I was on a Restream, and for some reason it was really bad, the connection. You okay over there?
Was it? Yeah, I thought you were on. I went to go live, and it was looping back, and I was like, okay, so maybe she's done. I don't know.
Yeah, it was horrible. I was like, what in the world? I said, well, let me try over here. If it don't work over here, oh well. Not happening today.
Well, at least you got options.
But I had the one where one day it messed up on both of them. It would not cooperate.
Murphy's Law. Just what's gonna happen. Okay. Yes, I do have the shakes a little bit, but part of the shakes is a sable over here pulling my arm.
Lower this music down just a little bit here.
All right. More time.
Oh, that's better.
And I did find my petite beading needles.
You found them?
Yep, they were in my bead satchel, of which I totally forgot to go look in. Go-to place for my bead supplies, and I'm looking in all these project boxes, and yeah, I had put them back where they belong. Okay, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. Okay. Funky one there.
No, it's funny. The StreamYard, the live picture that I see on StreamYard is much smaller than on Restream.
Yeah. Yep, I noticed that too. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Okay. It's time off. If my brain can remember what I've been doing here in the past few days.
So, how is the little star project going?
It's pretty much stopped from when I was on last.
Oh.
Still got the same dozen I did the other day. I haven't had time to get back to it.
AC doing good for you?
Huh?
Is the AC doing good for you?
Yep,
Cool.
It's behaving. Yeah, I think that one capacitor just, when they tested fine, but it's not until you fire them up and, they get warm from use that you can really test their muster. And, yeah, it just got overheated and blew. But like I said, he replaced both instead of just one. because they're kind of like headlights, you know. One goes out, the other one will soon follow, kind of thing. So. He just went ahead and placed them both and was done with it. He says, I don't want you to have any more hot nights over a stupid capacitor. Not worth it, especially with the heat moving in. We're back up in triple digits, so. Which reminds me, I didn't get my fan turned on. Let me do that real quick. I'm gonna kick the camera off so that you guys don't get wobbled.
Hi, whoever joined us.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you, dear. No, I spent all day yesterday getting stuff put back away in my bathroom. And going through and organizing and culling and blah, blah, blah. All that fun stuff.
Yeah.
And I've got my paint out. I've just got to get back into my paint cabinet and get my little mini roller set thing out. My brushes, but I don't have my mini roller. I bought paint for the bathroom.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was in 2020 after reopening. It sat for a couple of years, so I have to stir the crap out of it, but otherwise it'll be fine. Got to do some patchwork, and I've got to get a couple pieces of trim dug out to go over seams in the sheetrock, like they do it in mobile homes, where the old stuff was taken out and there wasn't a piece there, and put those in place, and do some
tidying.
Well, I've got to fix those 2 holes that I had to cut out to rescue birds this spring, and do some minor patch, glue a couple of spots. You know how mobile home sheetrock is, the wallpaper is on it, and it's on the sheetrock.
I don't know about my mobile home's older. I have paneling.
Yeah, newer mobile homes, they use 3/8 inch thick instead of 1/2 inch thick sheetrock, and the outer skin, you know, that's usually white paper. There's brown paper on the back side, white paper on the front side of the sheet of sheetrock. Instead of white paper, they put the wallpaper. So you can't remove the wallpaper, you have to paint over it. So I have to coat it with Kills.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I've got to do some minor wall patch, and glue a couple of spots of the wallpaper where it's peeled back a little bit. Then I can Kills it and paint it. So I'm going to start work on that kind of stuff. Then I'll be able to paint. But it ain't going to happen this week because it's going to be too really hot. So. I'll get my roller stuff and the stuff that I need to do the repairs and what have you together this week, and then play it by ear temp wise. As to whether I'm up to, you know, the wall patch stuff isn't too stressful. I could do that. Start trying to get it prepped and you know, ready to paint. You don't, on mobile homes with sheetrock, you don't use patch, sheetrock patch. You take sheetrock patch and you mix it in caulking, and that's what you use. Because patch itself will crumble with the movement of the trailer, fall out. So.
Right, you gotta have a little bit of flexibility in it.
Yeah, so you just add a little bit of silicone to it, and you basically put the powder in the silicone, and it thickens it a little bit. And then you basically just put it on with a putty knife, and smooth it out, and then use a blade if there's anything poking up after. But if you get it smoothed out right, it holds all right. It's not perfect, but hey, it's trailer life. But especially on this road, because we're right next to an industrial park truck route.
Oh yeah.
And we have rigs, big rigs, fully loaded big rigs, empty big rigs coming through every few seconds.
And rumbling the whole place, yeah.
Yeah, the road here is super, super, super busy. And, you know, anytime there's a pothole, yeah, you feel it. You ain't in the truck, but you feel it in your house. So, yeah. Trinkets on, you know, like a shadow box on the wall or on any surface, you use museum wax. So that it doesn't vibrate off the table, and or your cats knock it off. You know, I use museum wax anyways, but yeah, I found it particularly helpful here because I have trinkets just gradually vibrate right off the table, and yeah, we don't need that. So I buy the great big jars of museum wax. A little dabble, do ya?
Yes, ma'am. The other thing that helps too, depending on what it is that that putty stuff. Use that.
Yeah, like the poster putty.
With clay kind of, yeah.
Yeah, like poster putty.
Or terminally stick forever, but it'll hold.
Yeah.
So if you ever want to move something, you can move it still.
Yeah. That stuff can actually leave stains on walls. I don't buy that stuff. I just use museum wax. Works the same for posters or otherwise. And it doesn't leave residue, and it doesn't leave stains. I mean, I don't know about the more modern, but I know the stuff back in the 80s and 90s, the green stuff, yeah, it left stains on the walls. If you had, like flat wall paint, it would leave a grease spot on the wall, and then it would discolor because of the green tint that they put in it. It wasn't color fast, and it would bleed. So you would end up with a green grease spot on your wall. I'm assuming that they're probably making that by now, but who knows?
All right, well, I'm going to mute my mic. Lunch my other half of me.
Okay. I heard mute your mic.
I'm here, though.
Kind of fractured, roboted. Oh, wait, I'm not doing 3 buttons or 3 beads. I'm doing 5. That's smart. Still on 3 bead mode. I need to be on 5 bead mode. Ooh, there. With these shorter needles, just sweeping through the beads, you don't get quite as quick of a pickup. But I prefer to use them because I'm less likely to stab myself as much. Is there anybody lurking out there? Just
no,
say hi.
stop.
You're robot and real bad. Yeah, I've gotten like 2 syllables so far. I know I put this in live chat. Now it's reverted some back to talk chat.
Better.
Oh yeah, that's better. Definitely better. Did I hear a boop?
Oop? No.
Well, I thought I heard a boom, but maybe not. 1, 2, 3. Sure I got the right number of beats on there. Right.
Yeah, I was just trying to get a little lunch in.
Oh, you're fine.
This is pretty dead. Oh. Okay.
What?
Willa, have you met this person yet?
Don't know.
Rocky Mountain Life Pro. Well, they have a
No, I haven't.
facility for animals, and they also do. Next year, they're going to have like rentals where you can bring your pets and stuff like that, and they provide little kennels and whatever.
Yeah, that's cool.
Really neat.
Nice to meet you. Rocky Mountains, I'm thinking, well, I know
I'm
Rocky
not sure
Mountains
exactly.
are
Colorado, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Yeah, I'm kind of
in
geographically.
Trying to think of where I saw them. Either Johnny's or Victoria's this morning.
Yeah. I think I've seen.
I think it was Johnny's.
Yeah, I think I've seen them before.
Apparently they were around, and then they got so busy they didn't pop in for a while, and then
life happens.
Came back. Well, they just relocated the facility to really huge property, from what I understand.
Oh, well, that's cool. Expansion. Is it wildlife or domestic?
I don't know if it's a combination. Yeah, I think it's a combination.
That's pretty cool. I mean, any kind of critters, whether it's wild or domestic, or it don't matter. I just love animals. So.
Yeah, I just met him today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just met him today, so I haven't gone to the channel yet to fully scope everything out and see what exactly the story is for them.
Yeah, I definitely got to do that. But anybody that's there for the animals, it's all good with me.
I think it was today. Days blend together in this world sometimes.
Yeah, they do for me too. And I mean, I could have even moderated when they were on the channel or a channel, and that runs together for me too. So, but I've modded for Victoria, I've modded for Nana Tink, I've modded for Johnny. I've modded for so many people over the years that just all kind of runs together. But I'm not on the regular really. Jennifer's like stirring.
I'm not a regular moderator. Or if I just see it totally sinking ship going on, and I'm
That's me. I often volunteer to help on channels that are struggling. Their regular mod's gone, or they don't normally have a moderator, but they're just having a really rough time. They've had some type of life experience that's put them off their game,
or they have a bigger crowd than they normally.
Yeah, they're overwhelmed.
Or they have a big
just whatever the case may be. I will often offer to come on and give them a hand, get them through the night or day or whatever. And I enjoy helping people. But,
yeah, I don't think I'd want to do it like as a permanent.
Well, for some time I moderated on the regular for an elderly gentleman. And since then I have gotten several people trained to moderate for him as well. I don't have to be there every time now, which is a good thing because I haven't been able to be there as often as usual. So it's a good thing that I kind of got that in place. You know, so he's covered because he doesn't really know what to do with trolls and things like that. You know, he's just up there in his ears and isn't quick on the keyboard to, or quick with the mouse to resolve issues and things. But he doesn't auction or anything like that, so it's mainly just so that he's protected. Get somebody in there that's trying to get channels shut down, get them shut down before they can create problems. But I have modded for some of his friends though, that dumpster divers that have decided to have an auction or something like that. I went on and helped them with their first auction. A lot of times there's not a second because they had no idea how much was involved. And they're like, oh my God, that's exhausting. Then they just find it's not their cup of tea, you know, and that's okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like when we can auction next. So it's nice because it's not even every week, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some of them that, you know, they'll do an auction, you know, 3 or 4 times a year, every other month, you know, once a month, that kind of thing, you know, kind of, you know, sometimes it's just random. We have an auction next weekend because my closet's full that I keep all my finds in or whatever, you know. But otherwise, really the only one that I've kind of modded for on the regular is the Silversmith Just Sandy. But she only does auctions a couple times a month anymore. She used to do them every Friday, but her health, she's just not quite up to that anymore. I think she got burned out. But
well, it is a lot.
Yeah, it is.
Especially when you're also the maker too.
If I'm available, I love to go watch her channel, and if she's needing somebody to watch and read the chat to her while she's working, I go on and do that on the regular as well. So I kind of sort of am a regular for her, but not to the intensity that and they call auctions all the time. You know, just going on hanging out with her and reading the chat for her is no big deal. Occasionally making note of a question that somebody's had or something like that. Usually that stuff I forward to her on Messenger. If she doesn't address it immediately or needs to check into something or look something up or anything like that, I always send it to her on her Messenger as a reminder, because that's where she's going to look first. And that way she recalls to follow up on it. Because, she's a senior citizen too. Just makes it easier for her to keep track that way. works out.
Dude, I only hope the ages of some of the folks on here that are doing their thing, I can keep doing it. You know, I mean, it's incredible sometimes to watch people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I hear you there. No problem, Rocky Mountain. Welcome back. Idaho Springs, Colorado, 9 kilometers in altitude. Wow. Currently moving to 6 acres with 7 kennels. We board mainly for the military. Oh, well, that is awesome. Well, thank you for your service to the service, boarding military animals. Oh, they also take in domestic animals during wildfires or hurricanes. In other words, natural disaster. That's pretty cool. Do you just kennel, or do you have a medical facility, or do you just, kind of clinic and then take them to the vet if need be, or?
I would imagine, because it's military. I would imagine because it's military, everything's there. Because they're basically soldiers.
Yeah.
Just like police dogs are police.
Yeah, but they generally don't have vet facilities for the military or first responder animals. They're usually taken to a secular vet. So they have a vet that takes care of everything pro bono. Oh, that's totally awesome. Totally awesome.
Do you know or work with that guy that's on television, Dr. Jeff or whatever? Who's also a veteran who has that clinic, Planned Parenthood or whatever?
Yeah, Planned Parenthood in Colorado.
He's that. What I was asking.
Built that new facility here a few years back. Nice big one. Yeah,
he moved from the smaller place.
Yeah, from that little place that he had been in forever to that big new building, which was probably available thanks to the show and the proceeds from it. That he would have been able to.
Some awesome stuff.
Increase that facility.
Really does.
That facility like he's got.
Yeah, Dr. Jeff is local.
Oh, cool. Is he the one that takes care of the animals for you, or?
Maybe
I don't know. You might not be able to answer that because of confidentiality, but never hurts to ask. I've always been a never hurts to ask type person.
If we get I could tell you, but I'd have to.
Exactly.
About going out and stuff.
You robot again.
But I know I had a problem. Don't know about it.
I don't know if it's your internet today, or if it's YouTube, or StreamYard, or whatever it is. It's moody. Oh, she's going out and coming back in. She did me back. Well, it's awesome what you do, Rocky Mountain. I have been a feline rescue foster for over 20 years. I specialize in the last chance bottle babies, basically. The ones that need the intense 24/7 care to get them over the hump, because, you know, you're having to like restart their stomach, and you know, they're emaciated and dehydrated and flat out. Basically, they're just flat laid out. They have no energy to hardly even raise their head. And people that can handle that with their lives, daily activity and all that are kind of hard to come by. I'm disabled and pretty much home all the time, and so that's what I do. I have 2 kittens here in the house right now. One's about 3.5 months old, one's about 2.5 months old. And the one was strangling on tattered tarpaulin under my trailer and was screaming, and we went and rescued her. And the other, her mama, brought it up on my sidewalk and handed it to me. It's like, help. Oh, I see. Yeah, Dr. Jeff is down in north of Denver. They are clear up in the mountains, but they do recognize each other and what have you. And they do recommend. Cool. Cool beans. I'm in Kansas, so yeah, I'm hopping in there to have my critters taken care of. I wish, but yeah. A little bit of a drive that I would be able to do if I wanted to. So I use the vet that we have here locally and hold them accountable for everything, because yeah, they're not always ethical. That's all I got. So oh, no thanks needed, Rocky Mountain. My babies, which the 2 that I have right now are mine. I'm keeping them because I have lost all of my older original ones from when I first started rescuing. I lost the last one 4 days after Miles, the youngest that I have now, entered our lives. She ended her circle of life. She was the last of 9 when we moved here 8.5 years ago. They were elderly when we moved here, or close to it, and they have all passed on now, including my dog. So now I have an 8-year-old,
Nice.
a 7-year-old,
Yeah,
a 1-year-old,
and all my babies would have been stray or born
Stray rescue
out in the So
yeah, I don't do born. Mine get fixed quick as possible.
Oh no, mine are all. Oh yeah.
Oh, I know. I
don't mess with that either.
Right now, they're about a month apart. The older is the female. She's coming up on the early age. They can start having estrus at 4 months old. She's coming up on that. I'm hoping it doesn't happen and that she comes later. If not, then yeah, it's gonna be interesting keeping them separated, because they don't spay or neuter here until they're at least 6 months old.
That seems, I don't know.
I think
even
they do
if
that
they're stray?
town. I think they do that here because it's smaller town and they don't have. If they spam when they're kittens, the surgeon is classified as a microsurgeon. I don't think we have a microsurgeon. That's why the wait. So they can't do them when they're tiny kittens. Because, such small little parts, the smaller they are, the higher if hitting and clipping the wrong thing.
Right.
So you have to have a microsurgeon to do that, and we don't have that. One of them at the clinic probably could, but has opted not to. Could be, for whatever reason they're not comfortable with it, or they didn't do well with it. I don't know. She does microsurgery and other things, but not that. And I think that's probably the vet clinic's protocol that's probably stopping her from doing that. Once it's out of the original owner's hands and it's been bought by one of the younger vets, then maybe they'll change it. But Vintage Gems, Jewel. Let's see, Jewels, Gems, and Pearls. Hello.
Margie.
That's right, Margie. Still trying to learn names. Bear with me. I am terrible with names, but I try. I'm making little stars again on my early.
My sound is horrible. Must just be a bad internet day. At least it's functioning. The other one was like speeding up and slowing down. It was like crazy.
What was this?
I'm trying to get this. Hold on.
Oh, that's cool, Rocky Mountain. I actually do wood burning. So I've been contemplating little memorial plaques that have their image and their name wood burned. But I live in a mobile home park, and if I did that for every animal that I've had in my life, I wouldn't have any yard left. Trust me, I'm serious.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have any yard. And I'm talking, just a little.
About those little paw print.
Yeah, that's what I would do it on. It's kind of a paw print, probably.
And even with that, I mean, right now, behind my deck, you would be walking a trail of paws.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's, I've had a lot of animals in my life. Put it to you this way, I've told people that when it's my time to cross the veil and meet my animals on the other side, that if there's any humans waiting for me, they better stand aside because there's going to be a freaking stampede.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, they'll all be like knee size below, with the exception of one, which was an enormous Dalmatian. But yeah, it's going to be a stampede. It's going to be a little ankle nipper stampede kind of thing between kitty cats and little dogs, and then the one great big dog. But yeah, there's been a lot of animals that have come through my life, whether it was if I was steward to them for a brief period of time or a steward to them for their life, whether they were teeny tiny or elderly when they entered my life and they ended their life in our care. Stampede, definitely. Because, yeah, a whole lot of critters.
Yeah, to count my whole entire life, yeah.
That's what I'm,
Yep.
The first
the whole entire life.
Was a chihuahua that my mom had when I was born.
We had 2 beagles when I was born.
Never had a beagle. I have had a doxy, or my dad had a doxy, but I raised it for him because, elderly. And then either it was a really big Cocker Spaniel or it was a Springer Spaniel. I'm not really for sure what it was. His name was Trevor. He was an elderly, blind, deaf, critical cardiac canine that we rescued and joined our family. He was with us for about 5 years. And our younger dog, Sarah, who was a terrier mix mutt, adorable girl, was his eyes and ears. She took on being his eyes and ears for his time with us, and would guide him to the front door if it was time to come in, or guide him to the door if it was time to go out, or yeah, she was his eyes and ears. She was his guide dog. Hey Douglas, how you doing, honey? But she also rescued a mouse and a little white mouse on New Year's Day, a little baby one that she wanted. So we took him in for stewardship, and I say stewardship because I do not own animals. I steward them in their life and in their care, but I never own an animal. They're not a possession. They're a living, breathing being, and I don't own them. Oh, wow, Rocky Mountain, that's awesome. They took over a location that used to be a wolf rescue. They have 7 kennels.
Oh, wait a minute.
They're bear proof, which you need in Colorado,
I'm trying
in
to
the
think.
mountains.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if they went to Colorado or not. Pit bulls and parolees.
Yeah.
Out in California, and then they moved somewhere else.
Yeah, they were in California, but I think they're in Louisiana now. Yeah, there may have been an episode. I don't know. I can't remember now, but yeah, it was way up in the mountains.
Yeah, they were
outside of Denver. Like a good bit outside of Denver, but oh, that's cool.
Driving me crazy. Sorry, guys.
Which, if you're keeping timber wolves, that tells me that you have a wild license, which is excellent. Good natured, beautiful, definitely, but still wild. Oh, there's another wolf rescue about 15 minutes from them, so we could be getting them mixed up. I don't know. Chances are this site has probably been on an episode of something somewhere. You know, that's just kind of the nature of the thing now. But enough said, we don't want to remember something and divulge something that doesn't need to be out there. But regardless, it's cool. Kudos. Oh, cool. They are licensed, have been for 2 years now, and they are known as Operation for Paws Colorado. Excellent. My hat is off to you. The closest thing to wild animals that I have handled is snakes. Constrictors, not venomous. Although I have been around venomous. But, you know, on the side of a river when I was fishing and it decided to, the old moccasin tries to come up the bank. They tend to do that to me on the regular. Oh, there's the link. Cool. I'll have to check that out. Definitely. Ouch. Thanks for dropping links, Douglas.
Yep, he always does a good job when he comes in.
Yeah. He always drops links for us, just like Jennifer Hayes. Link dropping is.
She used to come in, but I haven't seen her in a while.
I really think I'm just not on my radar. I'm not one of those mods that remembers to do that. Probably in part because, you know, on an auction and all that, I just can't multitask that far. Nor can my computer, because if I open up too many windows, that's why I've got the chat up so that I can access after the show and go show some channels some love. Because if I do it while I'm on StreamYard, It'll more than likely boot me out because I have crappy internet. But it's the fastest that I can get in the park, even though we do have fiber optic right out here by the road. But they just didn't move it. They didn't put it in the park. They took it on down the road to the industrial park. Appreciate it. Not. Apparently trailer life isn't worthy.
Nope. Yeah, I don't have anything in my park either.
Yeah, I even get slower internet here than I did over at our house. You know, we figured it would be better here because we're by an industrial park, but no, they just didn't want to put it in the park. Thank you very much.
Oh, I appreciate that, Rocky Mountain. Everyone you find in here are all good peoples.
Yeah, I don't do content, but I'm trying to get to 500 so I can at least like leave updates about things on my community tab. You know, as a moderator, I, you know, find out updates about, you know, people that are in the hospital or have gotten hurt or anything like that. People are always asking me, you know, have you heard anything about? Have you heard anything about? And instead of interrupting me calling an auction with those questions, I can keep people updated on the community tab as per the request of any of the channels that asked me to do so. You know, so I'm trying to get there. I've still got a little ways to go. I think I had 285 last time I looked. I gotta get to 500. Let's see. 12, 13, 1, 2. Just one, 2. There we go.
Oh, that's cool.
There are several ones that doesn't. Yeah, I don't do content, Douglas, so yeah, I'm not gonna be a millionaire. I'm doing good to be a dollionaire.
A $10
Fixed income life, yeah. I'm not a paid mod. I don't do that. I just help where I can. You sound like a bull elephant today, sis.
Hmm?
Said you sound like a bull elephant today.
Sorry.
Another interesting thing about we run on wind and solar. We have emergency power if needed, but it's nice not to rely on someone else's responsibility to provide power. That's very true. Very, very true. Although here, the wind power, we had a polar blast come through winter before last. It's the one that decimated Texas. And yeah, all the wind turbines froze up. There wasn't no wind power to be had. Not sure that's what they had planned. You know, having them freeze up and be inactive when they need to be active at the worst time. But hopefully they'll figure out something to prevent that from happening in the future. You know, something they can put in there that'll keep them moving. I hope, you know. True that, Rocky Mountain. You just never know who you're going to remember if life throws you a block of gold. Very true, Douglas. I've seen channels growing too. I've seen a lot of channels growing. It also helps to share them out on your social media. Whatever platform or platforms you use, sharing out is good, and thumbs up is good. It all helps the algorithms when you get new people and new interest and new interaction. And also commenting after a video is uploaded from like a live or whatever, or just an upload video. Commenting down below can hugely help their algorithm, and it also helps your personal subscription stick, so you don't get dropped. Your whatever channels you've shown love and enjoy watching, you don't lose that, because YouTube pulls it on you. Commenting after videos is huge about helping that stay stuck. Sorry, trying to not to use that one word that tends to flag for some reason. You would think that would be a good thing to comment on that, but no. Yeah, I don't get it. Shaking my head. I don't get it. Like, really? Okay, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Perfect. And yes, I count and I recount. Otherwise, if I miscount, I have to start over. I really hate having to start over. It's just like measure twice, cut once. In the woodworking world, or what have you.
Hi, Ma.
Hey, Gina. Be right back.
Hi, Josie. Hi, Gianna. Anybody want to come up? Hi, Denise. Well, I just got done with that large wall hanging. Not sure what I'm going to do next. One of those things. Is anybody else doing anything? Well, you can do whatever you want. It doesn't have to be crafting. Invoicing, sorting, whatever you're doing. All a part of our world, you know?
Okay, I'm back. See you later.
Welcome
Okay,
back.
sis, have a good day. Okay, I'm back. That was a cousin that I haven't spoke to for several years. Hello, Josie. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't hearing speaker noise or anything. But yeah, that was my cousin calling. Thought of us and decided to call and check and make sure we were doing all right. It's always interesting when family does that and you haven't spoke to them in years.
Yeah, Victoria's still wondering where her curtain is that I said I was going to make her, and does not she hasn't comprehended yet that my first thought became a second thought, became a third thought. I think I'm finally landed on something I like. Because I'm
like
doing the, yeah, she needs like shears. So I got a set of shears. And I'm doing, of course, stuff with minions for her. But I'm not like trying to do like over the top. What I'm going to do is basically only on one side on the outer edge.
Oh, are you talking crochet?
Partially. Like
I have never made shears
really
from
cute
I have
fabric.
Them.
And then
I had to show them here in the living room because they drug the floor and the cats were hanging off of them. Not a good thing for shears, they don't live long. Oh.
I found this really cute pattern with all these fabric with all these minions on it. Then I remembered vaguely in the movies there was the point when they had like a camera and they took like all these goofy pictures or whatever. So now remember, this is third incarnation of what I started. It didn't start out anything like that, and that just actually popped in my head yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things with the goofy pictures was that they didn't get like all their whole body into it or faces or they got a bunch of them into it. You know, it's like so not all of them are gonna be like that. Something like this.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They yeah, I watched the first of the shows with those. And
I think I watched 2 of them and then I don't know how many there are now.
It's like 4 or 5 of them now, I think. I don't know. I watched the one and I was kind of good.
Hi, Jessica.
You know, they're okay, but they're just not quite my cup of, you know, they're cute.
No. Yeah, not my thing either, but
just sit there and watch them.
Her thing.
I just can't. Mm-mm.
The one cartoon I did like was called Over the Hedge.
Hi, Jessica. Yeah, I have never heard of that.
Over the Hedge. Oh, you gotta watch that. It's hilarious. Sad, at points too, but hilarious. About wild animals and them people building a community right next to the, taking part of their land and stuff, and what they find over the hedge. The biggest, funniest part is they do battle stuff, like these little battles in the thing, not with each other, but against humans and stuff. Yeah. And it's sad, but it's so funny. They got these little bunnies that are in the movie, throughout the movie, these kind of little just bunnies all over the place.
Uh-huh.
And they use these bunnies, and the bunnies use themselves as like ammunition. It's the most hilarious thing.
Well, they're like launching themselves over the edge.
Yeah, it's freaking hilarious.
Good Lord.
And I think there's two of those movies. I don't think I've seen the second. No, I haven't seen the second one. Just haven't come across it because I don't pay for movies or stuff like that. I'll wait till they come around.
I hear you. Trying to figure out where my people doesn't want to go into the speed.
Of course. There was someone who literally was on a live and was like, well, like going through their records on a live, and they're like, oh no, that one has a bad scratch. I'm going to throw that in the trash. I contacted them. I'm like, wait, don't throw that in the trash.
The way you wrap those, I seen something like that on just a random YouTube video that popped up in recommendations for me. But it was on CD.
Really?
Yeah.
It's on CDs too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. The first thing came to mind is, wow, that must really be a thing, because showing up on other videos.
I've been doing it for a long time. I did it with CDs years ago.
Hey, Dan. Yeah, I don't know. Caught myself before I dropped 3 beads in the 5 bead zone.
Instead of the 4?
Right. Well, I do 5 here.
Oh.
I do 3 on the first round, 5 on the second, and I was about ready to put 3 on the 5. Which I always seem to do on that first one until it's like, hey, wake up, dummy. You already did that part.
Yeah, I've done CDs with the heavier yarn because they have the bigger hole in the middle. And I've even done 33s with small yarn. Just I'd go in and make the hole just a little bit, tiny bit bigger, with a Dremel,
Mm-hmm.
so it would accommodate.
Yeah. Yes, it'll accommodate the yarn bolt.
And do albums. Yeah, I've done
Wow.
lots of things with other things.
Repurpose all kinds of things. I do that with some stuff, but usually it's more like mixed media. Sometimes it's woodworking, I'll integrate. But it's usually because there's a purpose. Like I need a leg, or I need an angle here. I need, I need it to be stronger. So I'll, get some random weird bracket or some tidbit that I've got in bins and be like, oh, that'll fit perfectly, Or in miniatures. I used a lot of those little tidbits like that in like dollhouse miniatures.
Yeah.
Put together a bunch of random little tidbits to make a table or something, and then just paint it all the same color, and it looks, perfect to scale to something else that I was trying to replicate or whatever.
Well, no one else wants to jump up and join us. That's okay. They don't have to. I just like to offer.
Yeah. The usual 1, 2 mini beads, I'd assume.
Yeah, Josie, I'm going back on another comment. Repurposing is kind of what I try to do with everything in my crafting. Some element of it. Sometimes even it's the yarn, because I'll find a blanket that somebody else made years ago that has a break in it that's a little too big to repair, and I'll buy that from like the yard sale or whatever, and repurpose the yarn into other projects, other, crafts.
Yeah, just unweave it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've done that kind of thing. I've done that a lot with garment materials.
Mm-hmm.
Leathers, suedes, furs, especially.
Mm-hmm.
An animal lost its life to do that, and it's ended up in a manky old box in a rummage sale because nobody wanted it anymore. And I like working with the materials, but I'm not going to buy new because I'm not going to promote the killing of the animals for this stuff. But I will repurpose old stuff to give it new life instead of it ending up in a dumpster because nobody wanted it.
Yeah. Jessica says she tries to fix the stuff she finds in the dumpster. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a little tiny thing that a little bit of glue or a little bit of that's still functional, why not?
Everything doesn't have to be perfect. I like character. I don't mind if there's a little chip in something, as long as it's not going to affect use or make it dangerous.
Right.
Like a sharp edge. But if it's like a trinket box that, like a glass trinket box, and it's got a chip on the edge, I will buff that chip out, smooth it out, but I won't do that like on a drinking glass.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah. So I'm mindful about it, but I do try to, fully used things, and I generally buy used. I don't buy new.
Oh yeah, it's just like even yarns too. I'll go try to find it at Goodwills or whatever. You know, hit them up every once in a while when I happen to do an out and about trip.
Same. I have very little
what they got. Because most people don't realize. Most people don't realize it's there.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's stuffed in the back of a shelf somewhere that the employee even forget they had a bag or whatever.
Yeah, I hear you.
I do them when I'm from that situation. Uh-oh. Yeah, this sound thing is driving me cool. Yeah.
Trying to figure out when my phone's acting like it's blowing up and I have one message. Really?
Must be of an important message.
No, not really. I mean, kind of, but you know, it's important, but not critical. It says it's picking up a prescription for me on her way to work, and the pharmacy takes a lunch break.
Mm-hmm.
Right at the time that she would need to stop. She thought it was at this time, but no, it's at this time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
See, Douglas isn't ignoring us. He's just stuffing his face. Fritos and bean dip, smoked chicken tenders, mushroom gravy, corn, black-eyed peas, and a piece of cornbread. That's like a big old dinner to me. That ain't lunch. Lunch to me is like a sandwich and a few Fritos. And my sandwiches, by the way, are half
He may be a midday eater and not a night eater,
yeah.
You know? Some people are like that. They do their biggest meal in the midday.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done that sometimes. I'll have supper and then I'll have lunch.
Yeah. Because that's just kind of, you know, you look at it and you're like, I don't feel like a sandwich, or I don't feel like whatever right now. Ooh, but that whatever, it's looking pretty good. So, you know, if I do that, and then I gotta get a can of veggies, and I gotta get then you wind up having dinner for lunch. Oh, okay. Well, that's a good reason too.
Ah, well, that's a good plan, Douglas. I'm disabled too, so I hear you. I have days where my pain levels are so high that, yeah, my meals are fixed and handed to me. Or fixed up, you know, and plated on and put in the fridge, and then I just have to nuke it, and that's it. I've even done it where I just like have a plate by me throughout the day, you know, for several hours. And I eat the perishable parts first, work my way towards the nibbles, and nibble throughout the afternoon. You know. You know, like the corn, the black-eyed peas, the Fritos, the bean dip, they'd be all right, you know, out for a while. But like the chicken and gravy wouldn't, you know. So I'd eat that first and then work my way towards the other. I do that, Tina, you know that. I do that, or I'll dig in the freezer and grab a corn dog, and that's a meal. It was just quick and easy. Plop it in a dish and nuke it. A little ketchup, some iced tea, and I'm good to go. I can always grab a few chips if I want them. Yeah, Tina's like me. She keeps Dinty Moore around. Dinty Moore beef stew.
Yeah, I'm a chef.
I've also been known to like just eat up a hot dog and open a can of like pork and beans and just have pork and beans and hot dog.
Yep.
Oh, the Brookside, okay. The Aldi's beef stew. We don't make it to Aldi's very often. So we usually just grab the Dinty. We catch it on sale. We'll get a half dozen of the big cans and crack one of them open and just eat on it for a couple days. That's what I do. Or I try to. Usually if I crack open a can though, Sis will finish it. She never thinks to open, you know, to go grab a can, but then when she sees it in the fridge, she's like, oh, that sounds good. And she just has a go at it. She never thinks of it if it's in the cupboard, but if it's in the fridge, then, you know. I just felt something before we go by me.
Because she doesn't go to the cupboard first. She goes to the fridge first and looks around.
Yeah, I don't know. Just for whatever reason, that happens a lot of times when I open a can of whatever. You know, even if it's a canned vegetable, she'll be like, oh, that sounds good, because if she sees it in the fridge, you know. Yeah, we've got Bush's baked beans.
Yeah, that's another thing that's kind of like
we just started buying them recently, because I don't do as well standing on my feet to make baked beans. So we've been buying Bush's. But
Bush's is the best in the can.
Yeah. If we knew if we were going to buy canned baked beans, then it would be Bush's. Wouldn't be anybody else. Usually I take pork and beans and make them into. You know, that's Sable. Sable Kitty decided to come and hang out. Yeah, because when I make baked beans, you know, I put sweet vidalias that have been grilled, and I put green onions, a double onion, in my baked beans, and then bacon. I make up bacon and crumble it up and put it in, and mine are always skillet beans. They're not baked beans per se. Mom used to bake beans for Christmas, but I just find it easier to put them together in a skillet. And then put them in a bowl, let them cool, put them in the fridge. Make them 24 hours before serving so that all the flavors meld, and it turns out awesome. I like that better than baking them and eating them right out of the oven, because the flavors just don't meld as well.
Yep.
I'm that way with like scalloped potatoes, fried potatoes. Fried potatoes I'll eat directly, but scalloped potatoes, stuff like that. You know, the casserole potatoes, I like them second day. So I always make them a day early. But yeah, I like baked beans with smoked sausage. I just don't think about smoked sausage a lot. I can't eat a lot of it because it'll upset my stomach. And if I eat hot dogs, they have to be all beef. I can't do the others because they upset my stomach. Sweet Vidalias, they're the sweet yellow onions. I prefer those for that kind of stuff for home cooking. The only time I use white onions is in Italian. I like white onions in Italian.
Yeah, my favorite hot dog is Nathan. They're so expensive.
Me too, Tina. I'll chop up a sweet Vidalia, a yellow onion, and grill them. You know, saute them. And I only saute in butter. I don't use oil. I want the butter flavor. It's not like
Unfortunately, in my house, a dirty word. Not for me.
What? Butter? Well, like canola oil is so good for you. Canola oil is derived from the rapeseed. The rapeseed is the most poisonous plant on earth for humans. But yet they're going to pull that and turn it into oil and tell you it's healthy. Yeah, I do not use canola oil.
Really? I like canola.
No, I use sunflower or safflower or corn. But I hardly ever cook with oil, so on rare occasions, I cook with oil, and on even rarer occasions, there's one or two items in my entire recipe catalog that I use butter flavored Crisco. But I always add a little oil to the Crisco so that it can't coagulate, aka clog your arteries. But I rarely. I think it's like one, maybe two dishes that I make for like holidays is all. So, you know, I make it like once a year kind of thing. You know, it's a treat. It's not an everyday. For every day, I usually use safflower or sunflower oil, which are the healthiest of them all. I hear you, Douglas. Sounds like your kitchen needs to be revamped to accommodate for better reach for you and things. If you got an expansive wall, some 1x2s and hooks go a long ways for putting pans, and just put them low. But yeah, I can cook. I mean, I don't mind sitting at the stool at the island to do like prep work, but I'm not going to cook in front of the stove sitting on the stool, because if something happens and you need to jump away, there's a chair between you and it, between you and getting free. I've had a gas oven blow up. I've had an electrical oven short out. and jump back saved my life. So I'm all about the jump back if I need to. And yeah, I'm not gonna sit at a stool in front of the stove, but I will sit at the island and prep. Not a problem there. But raised by a fireman, I'm big on safety, and the experiences that I have had in slumlord houses, basically when I was first married and stuff, taught me a lot of what not to do, what to do and what not to do. And yeah, so I gotta get around there. So there's just certain stuff I won't do for safety's sake. Oh, me too, Tina. I love down home cooking. I did the fancy stuff. When I lived in Nashville, we entertained and did all that. And yeah, I've ran that gamut. I'm so over it. I'm perfectly happy with my TV tray in front of the TV. When we moved here, we got a dining table, set it all up. Wasn't even raised eating at a table. And yeah, the dining room table is my soon-to-be craft table now because I needed the bigger table than the one that I have over there. And then my other one is going to go in my storage room. It's pretty old and manky, so it'll go in the storage room and it can be used in there for setting equipment on or whatever. But yeah, I went back to my roots when I moved home. I'm done with the entertaining. What entertaining we did was home cooking. It wasn't that fancy crap that they did in Nashville. Fancy hors d'oeuvres and all that stuff. Yeah, I learned how to make them and I did them and I entertained and I, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, when I moved home, I was done with that. I haven't made an hors d'oeuvre in, I think the last time I did it was 1990. So 30 plus years, somewhere around there. Been a long time.
All right, Jessica, you have a good day.
Bye, Jessica. Take care, honey. But yeah, when I lived in Nashville in that regard, I was pretty much out of my element. I'm not a fancy kind of girl, but I was young, trying to fit in, blah, blah, blah. Trying to be the good wife.
All right. I'll be back shortly.
Okay, dear. Well, I have an island that I prep on. The island in my kitchen is the one no-fly zone for the kitty cats. So I can do prep work there and stuff like that. And I know I'm not gonna have a cat dive bombing what I'm doing. So yeah, they know that the island in the kitchen is off limits. Now Sable likes to get up on the pantry and she'll jump down on the fridge, and if there's a clear spot on the island, she will jump to the island, jump straight to the floor. That's as close as a cat encounter that will happen. And if I'm doing a bunch of food prep, she won't do that. She'll sit on top of the refrigerator and meow at me, asking me to come set her down so that she doesn't get into trouble jumping on the island. She's really good about that. She's well trained. and very obedient in that regard. Now, if I'm just nuking up something, I've set something there, she'll jump, but she always asks first. It's like, can I jump, mommy? You know, and I'll tell her it's okay, and then she'll go ahead and jump. If I tell her to hang on a second and I'll get you, then she'll sit there and wait for me to come and set her down. Most of your medical supply places, you can contact them and they'll deliver and set it up for you. And, you know, if it's electric or whatever, they'll teach you how to use it, blah, blah, blah. Most of your home medical supply places will do that. I don't know if they do that across the pond, but they do here in the States. You might check into it. They might have that service. I'm just not sure how they do that over there in the UK. They definitely deliver if it's like a large item, like a chair or you know, like I've got one of those lift recliners. Yeah, that they delivered, but it was during the current state of the nation. And yeah, he dropped it on my front deck. He didn't bring it in. And I found that rather unhelpful. You know, I was like, really? What part of disabled do you not understand here? Well, we're not supposed to go in the house, you know, because of, and I'm like, yeah, can I loan you a mask? I've got disposables. And he wasn't supposed to, but he did do that for me. So I was very grateful for that. He personally didn't have a problem with it. It was just business protocol. But shh, nobody's supposed to know. Okay, I guess I'm gonna go this away with this one. That bead just kind of bumbling on the beads here that aren't letting me go through quite as many times. It could be that I'm doing the shorter needles. They're a little bigger. It could be that the needle size is prohibiting me from going through the bead quite as many times. So around that little knot zone, I'll have to be more mindful of that, using these little needles. I switched to the little needles though because I'm less likely to stab myself as many times with them. Just about ready to tie this last piece out. I don't want to get back in and tighten up the stitching on the center ring the rest of the way. I have to be sure out and around that knot zone. Since that one would be grumpy right there. But now I can finish making the loop to tighten up the rest of this. I have family that lives in Jacksonville, but it's Jacksonville, Florida instead of Jacksonville, Illinois. I have nieces and nephews in Florida from my oldest brother, who has passed. He passed in 2016. They are all grown up and have spouses and families of their own. All right.
Back.
Welcome back, dear.
Box of goodies. Let's see what's in it.
I'm just stretching thread again. Got one star done. I'm prepping for another. I'm not sure how many of these stars I'm going to need. I haven't grafted it out yet. But if I make more than I need, I can just use them in other projects. So. The snowflakes and 5-point stars that I've made, I've got little jars full of them. Sometimes it's just fun just to sit there and make them, you know, snowstorm, dead of winter, can't get out, can't really do anything. Don't want to have to think too hard on projects. You just want something kind of mindless. It works great. They fill the time. You have a stash of them to use in future projects. And I like that. Oh, thank you. Didn't realize you were going to bring it back. No, I was gonna hear after bed. I'll let you know. Oh, wow, Douglas. You ever worked in Kansas? Oh, poor Stacey. Just to keep going in, going out, because her electronics, the technology today is not being cooperative. You're just buffering, Stacey. There you go. You're froze, but you're in. Oh, cool, Douglas. I don't think we have any ethanol plants near here, but we do have a nuclear plant near here. 2.6 seconds from annihilation from here. So it's about, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes away. So Wolf Creek Nuclear Power Plant just outside of Burlington. A lot of their workers commuted from here. They were built in the 80s. 3, 6, 9, 12, 3 more. Hey, Chris. Chris Shuck is in the house. There with Stacey's guys. She's... Oh, there she is. She's been in and out. She's been having technical difficulties throughout her show today.
Yeah.
Her technology is being quite moody. Well, sis made it through the pharmacy and even had time to bring it home, drop it off for me. Well, this AC is working really good today, considering the temperatures. I'm not sweating.
That's good.
Usually with temperatures like today, with the old unit, it would be running all day long, 24/7, and I'd still be sitting here sweating. So this unit is definitely worth it. I think it's just showing us how worn out the other one was. You know, something gradually starts not performing as well, and you just don't notice it because it happens so slow over time.
And then when you get something new, it's like, oh my goodness, this is what I've been missing.
Yeah. Who knew?
Well, yeah, it's like I had I think it was a second unit, but it was still put in before I bought my house.
Yeah.
So I had it from when I bought my house. And then when it went, I got one. And the guy was like, well, you know, this unit's really just a little too small for the mobile home.
Yeah.
You know, you might want to go up a half a ton or whatever. And I'm like, okay, that sounds reasonable enough. And not like he was trying to sell us something crazy. But oh my gosh. What a difference a half ton.
Well, yeah, if they're able to do the job and not have to run as much, even if it's a slightly larger unit, it's more energy efficient ultimately because, you know, it's not having to run as much.
Yep.
Oh, wow, that's awesome, Douglas.
Yeah, there are some people who have the luxury of those kinds of rewards for people, which is cool. I wish I could do some things for folks like that. Kind of. Maybe as time goes on here and with the new situation I'm in with the Vintage Hippie, maybe.
Yeah, never know.
Gotta catch up on all my stuff.
Ooh, Douglas's granddaughter is making him a pot of blackberry cobbler. Yum. Yeah, I like blackberries, raspberries, whatever. The only thing I don't like is straight blueberry. I like blueberries mixed with other berries, but just straight blueberry, I don't know, it's just kind of boring. But I like it when blueberries are mixed in with other berries because it kind of enhances flavor. But by themselves, I don't know, they're just kind of, yeah. I mean, I like cobblers, I like crumbles, but I don't eat them very often. Because when I do, you know, I eat like a tablespoon because I'm diabetic, so I have to be super mindful of the carbs, you know, but I can still treat myself. It just has to be a tiny little portion, but I can still enjoy the flavor. Yeah, it's awesome that Tracy's doing that for you, Douglas. I'm not a coffee drinker. I never have been. I've tried it a few times, and it just not my thing. I didn't even used to care for tea a whole lot. I've kind of grown a flavor for tea now. I like tea. I'm talking, you know, like regular black pekoe or orange pekoe. caffeinated tea. I've drank herb tea for years, but I've just acquired a taste for, iced tea. I don't drink it hot. I don't drink the caffeinated hot. But I do like an iced tea. But again, small portion because I like Southern sweet tea. And, got to be mindful of the sugars. So I just have a little dinky juice glass. Pretty much the same portion as I would if I was having a little bit of soda pop. Just a little tiny cup. No problem, Tina. She's back. She got her something to drink and got her some jewelry making stuff, but she's not going to come on panel because hubby's jamming to music and she doesn't want to give you copyright strike.
Well, I appreciate that. Tell him to shut up so you can come up here.
Yeah, that'd go over like a fart in a diver's helmet.
Hey, I tried.
Yep, you tried. Oh, that's cool, Douglas. My next door neighbor, she had some berries. It was just a bush that was in the property. It had been there forever. Trying to remember what they were. I'm thinking they were boysenberries. Or they may have been gooseberries. One or the other. They were those that you have to cook with and you have to add sugar because they're really tart. They don't get sweet. I've never raised berries, but we did have some wild grapes pop up on the fence one year. So apparently a bird wafted by and dropped a seed in its, what. But they never were really edible. So I ended up pulling them because they were just waiting down the fence. I didn't want them tearing down the fence, when they weren't useful. I don't like doing that to plants, but sometimes you just have to, save your fence because it's expensive. Now part of that same fence is part of my fence here because when we moved, they were going to be demolishing. It was bought by a big company. They were going to demolish the house and expand their business, which was just on the corner of the street I lived on. In fact, their original building was built by my grandfather. They've expanded way out beyond that, but the original root building was built by my grandfather back in the 1940s, 30s, 40s, late 30s, I think, early 40s. He got the foundation poured and used skunk iron to rebar it, and he got it poured right before the 1940s shutdown on using metals like that because they were being seized for the military. He got that foundation in right before then, and the rest of his skunk iron went to the military. He had a salvage yard. So he had a salvage yard, and he was the Minneapolis Moline distributor for this area back in the day. He had a farm supply business right next door to the salvage yard. And then right up the road from there was a filling station that he had. And my dad was born in the back of that filling station because the front was the filling station, the back was their home.
Right.
So Dad was born in the back of the filling station. And the house he bought to live with Mom was right around the corner from there. So, talk about roots. He had some deep roots, and I inherited them. Okay, Douglas. He's got to take a phone call. He's going to try to get back before we're done. I can relate. I had to take a phone call earlier. It was my cousin Ivy. Well, if I happen to win some of the coffee, I might try it, but because I know Sis will make it, you know. I just
Anytime I've won Stacey's coffee, is really good. I'm a daily coffee drinker, so.
I'm not a coffee drinker, but if Sis makes it, you know, if I won some during a giveaway or something, I would try it. But yeah, I don't know. I've just never been a coffee drinker. It'd be nice to be a coffee drinker when it's winter, because before, when I was young, instead of coffee, I would drink hot cocoa, but can't do that now. So, you know, and I don't know, something about herb tea in the morning to warm you up. It never just warmed me up. I prefer that like in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Kyle. Yankee Kyle's in the house.
Hi, Kyle.
But yeah, if I want some, I'd try it. I haven't tried coffee in a while. Maybe since I've acquired a taste for tea, I might acquire a taste for coffee. Who knows? Because you can bet if I won coffee, if it showed up in the house, this would be making it. She'd be making it. You know, it's coffee. She likes coffee. She's not a heavy coffee drinker. Like a half a cup a day kind of thing. But, you know, we have a 4-cup coffee maker. She wants to get one of those Keurig type, the pod little coffee things that just does a cup. Because she could make a cup and she'd have enough for a couple, 3 days. Unless I start drinking it with her, then, you know. But gonna mute for a second, hit my inhaler.
Nice to see folks coming and chilling.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what Sis brought me, was a refill on that. I have one that I get through my insurance a month, just one. And the pharmacy that I get it from is giving me these now. They're like a dark purple with a green cap. It's currently froze on 100. It's been 100 since it started. They're supposed to have 200 doohickeys in them, but it never says anything more than 100. And it never moves from 100. So you have no idea what it is, how many you have, or what's left. Or
Really?
yeah, they're a smaller thing. They're just cheap. They're cheap. And she picked me up my normal one that works well for me. The pharmacy that I get this one from used to give me the Pro Air, which is the good red ones that's got a little bit of mint in them, so they're not quite so gaggy. But these are actually more effective. The mint kind of makes it a little less effective. But yeah, I wish they were still giving me the Pro Air, because these are pretty much worthless. But yeah, I've got my good one again. Thank God. Thank goodness. My lungs loosen up right away from that. And the other one, yeah. Supposed to do 2 puffs. It takes like 10 to get any effect out of it. Kind of pointless. And yeah, you're supposed to only use 1 a month. Yeah, I use 3 a month. So the other 2 I have to buy out of pocket. And, you know, that's expensive.
Are yours right the now. Same way?
Yeah, looks like Tina's getting the cheapies too. they came out with those. The prices were supposed to be going down because generic had been allowed again from one company. You know, they always have a 10-year, 15-year lock on their name brand, and then it goes generic. Once it goes generic, then they start releasing generics. Every pharmacy starts releasing generics, and the price is supposed to go down because there's more of them in the mainstream. Yeah, they never went down because a certain state of things happened in the nation. And then they've come out with these super cheap ones. They came out with this one. It was red. The whole ball on the thing was like that big around. It was not pocket friendly. The grooves, there was like a section that was clear, and then the rest of it was red with a white cap. And the way it was shaped, you couldn't get a hold of it to push it down hardly. It was awkward. And the mist that came out of them was super, super, super peppery. And it was aggravating everybody that has GERD. It was throwing off. So it got pulled from the market because, too many people have GERD or acid reflux or something that you don't want that hot, peppery, whatever that was that they were doing. It was awful. I mean, it tasted disgusting, but then it burned after. So yeah, they got pulled from the market. And now they've come out with these little cheapy ones that are supposed to have 200 puffs, but yeah, they like freeze on 100, and you know, you don't get any effect out of them anymore. The canisters are smaller. They can't possibly hold 200 puffs. But yeah, they don't double up where you can get 2 of a month either, because those are the ones that they're issuing via your insurance. So, yeah, it's been challenging in that regard. Because, yeah, perfect thing to cheap out on, medical. No, you don't cheap out on medical. This is stuff regarding your health. It should be quality regardless. But no, apparently I don't think so.
Why? Yeah, I don't want to get into all that. Anyway.
Yeah, that's a rant waiting to happen.
Yeah, so no, not here.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I was just commenting. You don't want to hear me when I rant. The whole world will hear me.
Oh, no, I know you were just commenting.
But, kind of frustrating. Just about around on the first round on these. That bead right there. Yeah, it seems it's that bead every time, which is the one right after the knot, the gap where the knot's at. Or no, I take that back. That is in the knot then. Okay. So I need to get hold of these and give them a tug. Get up in that bead right there. Come on. Yeah, that's the problem. The knot's up in there. Get that pulled back and I'm able to get in there. And tail throws. That is. Back. Oh.
Most everybody's split.
No.
Something must have came on, or we got too boring.
Hard to say. Got that done. Now we're doing the fibers. 1, 2,
Or
3,
black
4.
coral?
Huh? Did you say black coral?
Yeah, black coral.
Coral with an L or Coro, as in a brand?
Coral with an L.
Oh. Well, there is such a thing as black coral. It is a real thing.
And it has a label that says black coral.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep, there is black
And
coral.
it's vintage.
Yep. Yeah, black coral hasn't been able to be harvested since like the 1970s, so yeah. It is extremely rare. Black coral Black coral is even more rare than red coral. And red coral is pricey. The real stuff, not the dyed stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I needed a 3 and I needed a 5. Way to go, woman. Okay. Add 2 more beads. And here we go again. Yep, that looks normal. I always get my 3s and the 5s mixed up. If I didn't, people would be wondering what was wrong with me. You gotta see me when I'm doing like a bigger one, 3, 5, 7, 9, keep creeping out. I'm always screwing that up. But at least I catch it in the moment. I don't have to do miles of frogging. Because when you're doing great big loops like that, you go through your thread really fast, so you're tying in, tying out a lot. Or weaving in, weaving out. And it's kind of hard to undo that because you don't know which way it went. You end up just having to cut it up, start it over. Because the thread's not going to survive. You're going to end up with a really weak product, so you're better off just to start over than you are to. It'll take you longer to try to figure out your way back out than it would be just to start over.
Right.
So 2 more to go. And then I will be weaving out and tying out my tails. And then I just keep going and weave this puppy out. Or weave it around to the other thread and tie out. Now when I do peyote stitch, there's no knots. But with these, you kind of have to do knots. I'm not big on knots, but sometimes they're just necessary. But I'm less big on voyeurs too. Let's see who's bugging me out on the phone. Okay. What's my lead out here? Strengthening up and tightening these points as I loop back around to my tail thread so that I can knot them, and then I weave them both a bit more and fully weave out and snip it. Let's see where am I at? One more peek over. There, there, and okay, now I just keep going here for a bit.
Hmm.
Almost done with this one. Oop, she fell out again. There she is. Welcome back. What's got you humping? Besides sheer frustration from
No.
Mr. Trainers being so grumpy.
Just an unusual piece. It's like definitely vintage. I'm trying to figure out if it was put together by somebody, all these little things, or was it almost looks like somebody made, like, put this together with a whole bunch of old pendants.
It's possible. I can't make it out very well. It's too small.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks like somebody just threw those baubles together.
Because they're all like this one here. All like attached, but it's like this chain of different chains, no chain,
Yeah.
double ring here. It's like they took all their stuff and made one.
Looks like somebody just kind of threw it together, like maybe just to keep them together for an idea for a project, or.
No, it looks more for wearing. Sure, like somebody did it so they can wear them all.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that was some kind of tassel-y thing off of like a big Y necklace. You know?
No. It's like a single. It's this one with this big hook back here.
Huh.
And that's the top one.
So that could just be like a pendant, dangly, tassel-y pendant that somebody made to go on a necklace, or I don't know. It could have been that way. I've seen necklaces made like that.
All their stuff that they had and put it on here.
Yeah.
In the little filigree.
Kind of like a favorite things pendant.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
That's what it kind of looks like. I mean, because there's just like, there's not really a
rhyme or reason,
particular style, or you know,
it's eclectic, but it's got awesome components.
And it's different. Different links.
Yeah.
In here, this has a double link for really no apparent reason.
Who knows?
But I'm just saying, it looks like they had the one thing and they threw all this stuff on. Because this was on it too, but it was on another spot back here, like it would have hung back here somewhere.
Well, it's a good bundle of components.
Oh yeah,
a lot of tidbits. A lot of tidbits right there to play with.
Definitely digging it. It's just that it just caught. I'm like, man.
Yeah, I've gotten stuff like that, and I'm just like, why? How? You know. You just.
I mean, I've seen made stuff like manufactured. This doesn't look like it was manufactured this way.
Yeah, it looks a little too eclectic for mass production. Who knows? Good find though. For the type of stuff you do, I mean, a lot of little tidbits is huge.
Oh yeah,
that's good stuff. That's really good stuff.
Oops.
I don't have YouTube up, so I'm not sure how many people are still here.
Me, you, and maybe Ma or Kyle, whoever's hanging around in the background.
Could be Douglas. He had to go take a phone call. Could be
Could
he
be
stayed
Douglas.
in and just moved away.
Yeah, something must have come on. Yeah, I'll be ending probably about 15-20 minutes more. This way I could wrap up and get ready for bingo.
Yeah. God love our bingo.
Yeah, I like it. The juicing or two, whatever.
You roboted most of that, huh?
Yeah. Oh, I like the way that Johnny does his bingo because he does a simple thing.
Yeah.
You know, some of them I've stopped into are just like too confusing for me. It's like I just want bingo, dude. I don't want, you know.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Oh,
I like
my
my
number
bingo
if you get that number.
Easy, smooth, relaxed, non-complicated. Kathy's World, her channel, she does bingo as well, usually on Monday evenings. First is easier too, but you don't have multiple winners on a board. You know, if 3 people get bingo all at once, the first one that got it in the chat is the one that wins. But otherwise, yeah, super simple, not a bunch of complex stuff.
Nice vintage double chain. Cool. That was what that conglomeration nightmare was on.
Yeah. Wow.
On this double chain.
Yeah, I think somebody just bunch of tidbits, just kind of grabbed their favorite things and made a dangly, eclectic kind of pendant.
Cool. I like it. All kinds of pieces for me.
Yep. Yeah, even if it's not your wear style, there's tons of components that you can use in other projects.
Vintage, but that is not
real. That is cool. I mean, you could easily pay $1 a piece for each of those components. You know, on other channels, and you know, you're able to get, you know, a whole bunch of them on one necklace. You know, that's pretty awesome.
Oh, I don't know what. It's kind of teal glitter. Supposed to look like a jersey of some kind.
Yeah, looks like a man-made jersey.
I mean, it's old.
I don't know.
But not real.
Could be real, but I do think it's man-made. But who cares?
No,
it's still pretty.
I could feel it. It's like a resin or thing.
Yeah.
And it's glitter.
Yeah, it's one of the glitzy jerseys. I've seen them. They sell them at Hobby Lobby. You know, like just the pendant, you know, as components. You'll get $6 or $8 for one of them. I'm still just doing the same old here.
That looks like dirt, but it sure in the heck ain't able to be put in anything.
Okay, 15 each. 3, 6, 9, 12. 3 more. There we go.
Oh, thank you. Wait.
There you go.
Glaze over.
You robot again, huh?
Like some matte coating or probably not silver.
Yeah, I heard matte coating and something over. The rest of it robotic.
Yeah, it was a thing I was looking at. It had a matte finish over the top of it. It looks silver, but I don't think they do that to it. Silver.
If it's metal, it could just be a simple grease rub. Just rubbing it with an old greasy rag will matte the finish.
No, it's something on it. Coating for sure.
Well, they do have matte coatings. You know, it's like Mod Podge. You can get Mod Podge in you know, high sheen and right down to flat matte, you know. They have that in paints and varnishes. Yes, I've seen matte varnish. So, probably just some kind of finish. They chose a matte. Gives it a bit more of a aged look sometimes. Especially if you hit it with a grease rag before you put the finish coat on it. And use a matte finish.
Oh, here.
Yep, it's still here. Let's see.
Right there. Vintage chain, and somebody put a little on, and a more modern, like 80s triangle pendant.
Huh.
And chain.
Yeah, you robot it again, girl.
Ah, Lord.
Yeah. Like, really? Okay, 1 more 3 bead.
A double, gosh.
1, 2, 3.
It's just weird. Anyway.
Okay, Willow, you're doing 5 beads now. 3. Oops, fell out again. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Ow, what the heck was that?
Did you get zoomed by something or something?
I ain't doing that. I have no idea what. Did you hear that? Like a screech?
No.
You didn't hear it? Oh my God, what the world was that?
Wasn't coming from the computer, was it?
No, it's just in my ear.
I don't know.
The weirdest things like this, like a screech noise.
Yeah. No, I didn't hear a thing. Of course, I don't know if that's because it didn't come through on this end, or just it was one of those tones. I'm tone deafness, so there's certain tones that you can scream in that area. So it may have fell in that zone.
I'm going in and out for some reason.
Yeah.
It's just one of those days.
Yeah, everything's just wanting to be glitchy. Whether it's your technology, your devices, or if it's the program, or the website, or
it's got to be something on my. Dang, you didn't hear that? No. Oh, I just heard it again in my ear as a repeat. Duh.
Are you wearing headphones?
Yeah. Well, I wear headphones, and then I wear
Yeah, the buds.
Earbud to hear myself.
Yeah. Could be that they're refracting off of each other.
Been doing it for a while, ever since I started doing the live. Same equipment. I don't know what that's going on, but yow, that hurt. Then I repeated it to myself in my ear.
Yikes.
Oh.
Well, I've got this one beaded, and I'm just weaving around to it so that I can tie out with the other tail thread, like I usually do. And then the star will be done then. Right.
Yeah. That's made. That's incredible.
I hear you, but you're roboting again, and then you froze. Hold still. Oh, yeah. Wow, that's cool.
Now?
Hearing you, but you're still roboting. I'm only getting a couple of syllables of a sentence. Definitely not enough to rough it out. Yeah, somebody put a lot of work into making that. Chill out again. She's trying to come back in. There she is. If you're saying anything, hon, I'm not hearing you. You're froze. Yeah, I got a couple of syllables, but that was it. Hello, Wendy. Welcome. And bear with Stacey. She's really struggling with trying to stay stuck in the stream. She's having a wrestling match with technology today. She just fell out again. She'll be back here. She thought it was restreamed, that it's continued over here. So, I'm not sure if it's YouTube or if it's her devices. Something's moody today, that's for sure.
Okay.
She's trying to get back in. But we don't know yet whether she's going to make it or not. It's just been getting worse. So. Oh, there she is. Oh, cool, Wendy. Yeah, I've got to get those invoices out. Get paid for the goods.
I'm in and out.
Yeah, I was telling her. Wendy's Wacky Warehouse has joined us.
Yeah, I saw her.
Okay.
I think she replied to me. I understand, unless she replied to you. I understand tech is hard. I missed some of what you said.
Yeah, she came in and I was letting her know. It was just me there. You know? There's some weird lady's hands and the host keeps vanishing.
That's
Yeah, technology can be a pain in the whaty.
that is definitely old.
Yeah, Stacey's definitely gotten a good dose of that today. Murphy's Law has been wreaking havoc on her craft life, kind of destroying the relaxing part of it. I am just making little beaded stars, and right now I'm snipping the little tail endings from my thread because this stuff is super strong and I don't want animals getting caught in it. So I cut it into little tiny tidbits before I throw it away so that it can't become a rat's nest tangle that small animals, birds, and what have you could get hung up in. If it's cotton, it gets cut into snippets and it goes in a bag for the birds in the spring. Oh, yeah, her vocals aren't coming through, so she's going to go ahead and end the show. And so everybody has time to prepare for Cajun Roots Johnny's Bingo, which is going to be starting here in about 15 minutes. And since she can't vocalize, thank you everyone for coming. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up, sharing her out. Awesome show. Thank you for just coming and showing your support. Cajun, let's see, return of Cajun with a K, K-A-J-U-N, Roots, R-U-T-T-S, reseller. He's a channel. He has bingo on Monday afternoons, and you can win prizes like a box of moon pies or a bit of jewelry or some stickers or just fun little things. Just playing bingo. So if you like bingo, come join us over there. I can try. Stacey's trying to get the link. If she can get it, that's fine. If not, then I'll try to grab it. Yeah, I love a moon pie. I was raised on moon pies. I go see my dad at the fire department because we'd be taking him his supper because Mom always made him supper and took it up to him when he was on duty. And if I was a good girl that day, I always got a root beer, old-fashioned in the bottle, and one of the double-decker moon pies out of the vending machines there that they had. That was my favorite treat, was a root beer and a moon pie when I was very small. Grade school years. Yep, there's the link. Tina got it. Thank you, Tina. And Stacey got it too. So just grab one of those links if you want to come over and join us for some bingo. Easy to play. You just put your 5 numbers in the chat, 1 through 75, and they'll add you to the spreadsheet. And then when you get all the numbers through the thing that he plays on the screen, once you have all your numbers, then you just, in all caps, put bingo in the chat, and they'll spin a wheel and pick a number, and that number is the number of the bag that your prize is in, and see what you win. Then he shows you what's in your bag, and he'll ship it out to you. It's all free to play if you're in the US. Now, if you're across the pond and you want to accept the prize, you are responsible for the shipping. You just can't swing it. But tons of fun. Good group of people. And you'll love Johnny's channel. He's good people. He's really good people. I've modded for him before. I bought from him. He's good people. Well, at least if you're in the States, it's free. He'll ship your price to you and everything. So, yep, we'll see you there, Wendy. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Watching us while we create, while you guys are doing whatever you're doing. And we'll see you over in Bingo in just a few. Bye, everyone.